Hi folks, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take you on a local ride on the edge of Scarborough. This particular track is known as Thompson's Track. Basically it's a marked byway which crosses through some fields where there's some livestock. It's November, it's a little bit chilly today and there's no ice. Trails are starting to get a little bit muddy, and what we're finding is we put the knobblies back on now, running the tyre pressure slightly lower, and you can see it's quite muddy. The little bit of the weight of the Himalayan, you can feel it on the loose stuff, but as long as you keep your balance and you take your time and you don't rev the nuts off the engine, then you just plod us along. So a little bit of a climb up here. I've got my mate waiting at the end of the gate. But yeah, lovely trail. Definitely starting to get a bit loose now. So I think for the green laners amongst us, time to get the knobblies on. Yeah, so following Aid in front, he's got a CRF Rally. He's got some Michelin trackers on, I think. But yeah, so obviously this is just a lane which runs alongside a roadside, and it's just a little bit of a detour that we take through. It's just a bit of practice really, riding in the ruts. So I find when it gets tricky, stood up. So standing up now, I don't know, it's weird. You're putting your weight straight down and just basically leaning yourself, over, moving your body weight around the bike and keep the bike stable. Comes with practice, but further down the ruts where the 4x4s have been, start to get a bit deeper, and I can just feel my boots starting to catch the sides here, but and obviously the branches and that are no good hitting the camera there. But yeah, a little bit of fun down here, just practice really. Stood up, picking your lines, feathering the clutch, so on and off the clutch, and just keeping the revs not too high and not labouring the engine, but at the same time just trundling along. First gear, steady away really. So deep ruts here, see where the ruts get deep, and you get into the middle, it gets a bit soft now, so definitely feel the weight of the tyre. And the thing is, I've got TKC 80 tyres on front and back. This is much better now, so on here we're back on the gravel road, so any adventure bike can trundle down here, but this is in Broxer Forest now, so this is Broxer, Breasty Bank, and this is an unpacified road. It is a right of way, and it takes us into the small hamlet of Broxer, onto Broxer Lane. out into Wycombe Forest now, and we've just come up a road into a trail which is known locally as Mount Misery on the map. The actual route up to the top of Wycombe Forest, there is a temporary restriction, sorry, a traffic restriction order on there, TRO. So unfortunately we can't go up there. It's a bit rocky anyway for these bikes. Done it on the mountain bike a couple of times. So we're going to deviate and follow the track now into Wycombe Forest and stick to the marked right of way. Been doing a lot of felling around here of late. There are a couple of closed lanes which are due to open in April next year. The views here on a clear day are fantastic, especially on a sunset. We're going to just gun it up here now, quite steep, first, second gear, all the way up to the top. Great trail. So this is Troutsdale, and this is on the western side of Wycombe Forest, in between Wycombe and Dalby Forest. So the Himalayan's running very well. It's got 18,500 miles now on the clock. It's just past the MOT. I will be doing another walk around on the bike just to update on my just following up with the last review. Only thing I've had to sort out really is I had a bit of a broken carrier sprocket bearing on the back wheel that was getting a bit warm, so we changed the rear wheel bearings at the same time. To be fair, the stock ones were in very good condition. The near side rear wheel bearing had signs of a little bit of roughness, but to be fair, wasn't serious. But we changed them anyway. But yeah, I've fitted a foam air filter as well in place of the DNA filter. So the DNA filter is now gone. So I'm running a foam air filter, which is actually from a Suzuki 125, GM125. And again, I'll be doing another video on that shortly. But yeah, so this trail, nice little run down. Like I say, it can be a bit wet, but easy on the Himmy. So this is East Heslington Wold, and we're climbing, just left the A64, and we're climbing up onto the top of the East Heslington, heading towards Helperthorpe. A great view looking down the Vale of York to the left. Quite a steep climb. Just riding in the grass on the fields, you've just got to be aware that things aren't always what they seem. The grass has a habit of covering up the ruts, so where you think it's probably nice and level, there's probably a nasty hidden rut somewhere, and I have come to grief in the past on this section. But like I say, just no sort of like swift movements. Don't change direction too quickly, and because if you try and move left to right, the chances are if you do pick up a rut, you're going to get slow off your bike. But it's remarkably slippy on here, so like I say, I prefer to be stood up and just let the bike just find its own way. Let the front wheel guide itself in a way, in those ruts, and everything will be fine. This next section is from Birdsall near Malton to Setrington, and it can be described really as hell on the Himmy. The weight of the bike doesn't help. I didn't drop it on here, but it's incredibly loose as the mud. It almost looks like a hunt or a lot of cattle have come down here. But thankfully the TKC tyres, the Continentals, did do justice. I did get through, and a lot of the time I just remained seated. Great trail this when it's a bit drier, but to be fair, the tyres are a little bit on the worn side now, so I can't be too hard on the bike, but I did get there, but it was hard work. So back up on the North Yorkshire moors, and this is a lane that takes us down near Egton, down into Glaisdale. It starts off quite rutty at the top and slowly forms into a downhill in the woods. Most important thing here again, pick your lines very carefully, stay stood up, leave it in gear, stay in the middle of the road. The leaves are covering the trail, so it's difficult to see exactly what's underfoot, but I'm amazed by the Himmy just literally rolling over the boulders down the steps. Again, no problem at all, piece of cake. So this is approaching the final section on this video where we are riding over Danby Moor. This particular road is the Egton to Rosedale Road, so it's intersected by a lane. So we turn off down this lane, which basically takes us towards the Yorkshire Cycle Hub, and this is a regular route that we do, which concludes the first part of today's trail. So thanks for watching. This comes towards the end of this particular video. A little bit of an insight into what we get up to around the Scarborough and Whitby area of the North Yorkshire Moors. Please hit the like button, click to subscribe. I will be uploading another updated video shortly of a 18,000 mile review of my Himalayan, which again I cannot falter in any way. It's taken me absolutely everywhere and I have absolutely no reason to change it. So thanks again, thanks for watching, ride safe, see you soon.